What is up, everybody? It is time for podcast, and I forgot Periscope, so give me a sec. Gotta get my Islanders coat right here. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Sunday night? Oh, woo! Where the hell did I put my phone? I'm a mess tonight, guys, if you haven't realized. Been running left, right, up, and down. I just had it. Here we go. Alrighty. I got a new hockey shirt recently. It says life doesn't start until the season begins. Thought that was pretty lit. Alrighty. Let's get it set up on Periscope. And we're going to obviously be talking Islanders this past week, how we've been doing. I have a special guest this week. His name is Neil. He has the MVP show. He's a big New Jersey Devils fan, so we're going to be talking about the Hines firing, Taylor Hall trades, speculations, and things like that. He's a great fan. Met him at the Prudential Center, so that was absolutely amazing. Okay. Crease, we're getting it set up here. My Barzell case. I'm going to be talking about my recent game where I won glass seats. I won ringside seats. I was like, that was dope. All right. And we're going live on Periscope right now. So we're live on Periscope. Alrighty. So we're finally set up about a minute and a half into this episode. Good. We're at number 20, guys. This is cool. We just hit number 20. I can't wait to have Neil as a guest on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're also going to be talking about that Robin Leonard save. God damn. God freaking damn. That was dope. Okay, so we're going to be talking about a lot of shit today. So let's jump right into it. The Islanders this past week. It's been a bumpy road for the Islanders this past week. No one's going to lie about it. I've been happy and unhappy with Islanders play as of late. It's been a bumpy road. Good to see you guys on Periscope. From what I've been seeing, these past two games has been okay, in my opinion. It's been pretty good. Let's just jump right into it. So, my prediction this past week, I think I said 2 out of 4, which was correct. Or 3 out of 4. I don't remember what I said. But, it's how the cookie crumbles. So, we won against Detroit. We lost against Montreal. We won against the Vegas Golden Knights. And we lost against Dallas. So, here's the thing. I'm going to go through the whole week, and this is how it's going to go. So let's talk about Detroit and Montreal. I'm going to group them by twos. Detroit and Montreal. Both were sloppy-ass games by the Islanders. No putting it past it. I mean, the Detroit Red Wings are the Detroit Red Wings. But really, sloppy games, both games. The Detroit Red Wings aren't a good team, so it's like it turned out to be a win for us, but it was a sloppy game for the Islanders. Was not happy with our play, even though it resulted in a win. Just because you get 2 points doesn't mean you can't have a bad game. That's just putting it out there. Do you see the Islanders making a trade before the holiday freeze? No. So Detroit, and then you go into Montreal. Montreal was a shit show, absolute sloppiness. Monday and Tuesday's games were sloppy, hard to watch, and just a lackluster effort. They just were not in the zone these first 2 games of the week. I was not happy with the Islanders' performance. I knew they needed to pick it up. Let's go into Thursday's game. Thursday's game, however, versus the Vegas Golden Knights, although close and Vegas pulling it into, overtime, I was really, really happy with Thursday's game. And I'm going to tell you why. I felt the Islanders put in 100% the entire game, and Barry Trotz agreed with me because Barry Trotz called it the best game of the entire season, and I completely agree with him. Being there and seeing the game, watching it, we always put our best foot forward. We always went 100% into the plays, and it was something very refreshing to see from this team. We were always 100% into the game. Absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, I couldn't make any complaints about Thursday's game. We played an excellent game. Even though it went into overtime, We still held our own, and we got that OT winner, and the team deserved it. We deserved to win that night. I was very happy with the Islanders' play. Going into last night, not as happy with the Islanders' play until the second half of the game. So the Islanders looked sloppy, looked back and forth all damn night, and it just was not a cohesive game at all. Until, I believe, after the third goal. After the third goal, the Islanders kind of woke up. They just couldn't get pucks past Ben Bishop at all. He was like a brick wall. And you got to give it to Bishop, man. Like, he was a brick wall last night. He was not getting anything past him. You know, when your team has a, straight up awesome goalie like that, like, what are you going to do? And Carey Price, too. Carey Price was like a brick wall as well. I'm going to be talking about lines in a second with Ross and Barzell, but I want to just get into games in general. So with Ben Bishop, he was absolutely spectacular. Even though the team woke up, it was too late at that point. We need to be awoken, and we need to be ready by that first period puck drop. If we're not ready by then, we have what happened in Dallas, and that's a loss of 3-0. Because we couldn't wake up in time. You can't wake up more than halfway through the game. You can't do that. You're not going to win. And guess what? We lost. And it was a well-deserved loss, in my opinion. We deserve to lose that game. Because you can't be lackluster and then go, oh, shit, now we got to play. No. You got to be 100% from the beginning, and that's why we won in Vegas for the Vegas game. It's because we were 100% from the beginning. And you know what? Their stadium is hard to play in. Dallas has a record at home because it's a hard arena to play in. They know their fans. Their fans fuel them. Got to give it to Dallas there. They deserve that win tonight, and so I give them all the props in the world. You know, I can't take anything away from Dallas. They played a fantastic game. The goals, can't even blame Grice. You cannot blame Grice from those goals. Really, the goals were kind of lucky. Their goals were kind of lucky. They were off a skate, off a leg. They were deflections. Nothing Grice could do. So if you're a person who's blaming Grice for the loss in Dallas, grow up. Seriously. He's like a Vezina Trophy nominee at this point, and you're really going to blame that loss last night on Grice? Go to bed and stay asleep. No. You cannot blame that game on him. Do not. Ever need a Red Wings guest? I got you, man. But seriously, do not blame that game on Grice. He did nothing wrong. I don't want to see any Islanders fan blaming Grice for that game. He does not deserve that. He does not deserve that. Our offense needed to be more. Dallas is a good example of what throwing pucks on net will do. Their power play was absolutely fantastic against us. If there's a team you do not want to get a penalty against, it's the Dallas Stars. And Matt Barzell sadly got 2 of them. The first one with Matt Barzell's penalty, it was an accident. Shit happens. You know what you're going to do. But his second one, come on, Barzy. Come on. Where do I see Grice ending up next season? I'm not sure. I don't know, because Sorokin seems like it's a done deal. What moves do you think Dallas will make at the deadline, if any? No idea. We obviously need that third-line center. Seriously, everyone needs this team needs offense. That's really what we're lacking, is that just pure guy to help an offense, that offensive aspect, who's going to put those pucks on net, who's going to think shoot first. We need that mentality. What do they need? That's what I'm saying right now, is we need what you answered. But yeah, we need that offense. That is really the lackluster thing, is we need a shoot first player mentality, and we need someone who's going to bring that in. Do you know the first time Barry won anything? No. No, but I just know he's a fantastic coach, and I love him. I love Barry. Is that an Islanders tissue box behind you? Yes, it is. So I just went to the Northport Craft Fair here on Long Island. I got this shirt. It says life starts when the season begins. So I got this awesome t-shirt. I'll turn around for you guys. I absolutely love this t-shirt. So worth it. I got a few things from the craft fair. I got a dog. I got a dog bandana. So from my doggie, I got her a little Islanders bandana. Of course. So this was handmade tissue boxes. So it's an Islanders couch. It's got a little tissue box. I know how many people are gonna comment to me, oh, you need that for when the Islanders lose. Shut the fuck up. Literally, it's so damn cute. This is so cute. Come on. I had to buy this. It's perfect with the room. It's absolutely, like, come on. This is so cute. I had to buy this for my room. So that is there. Oh my god, it's a couch in a box. Yeah. So yeah, I had to buy that. I'm like, come on. I got this awesome t-shirt. I got some other stuff. I got some candles because I love fragrance things. I love candles, like, to death. So yeah, so I had to buy that. Going on though, with lines for the Islanders. Obviously, we've been shaken up a little bit with the lines, trying to get something that's gonna work. So we had Ross Johnston with Barzal. And everyone freaking the hell out. I'm going to tell you why personally, to me, Ross Johnston was with Barzal. So Ross Johnston is with Barzal. Why? So if you've been watching closely with the Islanders play, or for those of you who don't know, Barzal has been getting beaten up on the ice, left and right. He's been getting beaten up, no calls, left the game, got stitches, came back in. Like, he's had sketches, the Kylie Jenner thing. Like, he's just absolutely getting destroyed on the ice, and no one's helping him. You put Ross Johnston there on that line with him, no one's going to screw with Barzal. No one's going to even try because now he's got protection. You know, and this is not a new thing in the league. If you look around, like in the Oilers, you know, who's with, you know, Connor McDavid and Draisaitl. You know, I forget it starts with a C. But he's kind of that enforcer role on the Oilers. You know what I mean? You know, it's not always like a 3-line person thing. They have that enforcer role with, like, Connor McDavid, so Connor McDavid is protected. Well, that's kind of like what we're doing with Barzal. Ross Johnston kind of fills that position in. And he's a hard worker. Guys, I don't care what you say about Ross Johnston. He's a hard worker on the ice, and he really puts in the time to get to that net. Yes, he protects his teammates, but yes, he definitely goes towards the net. And you know what? You know, but we don't want to split. Okay, put him with Matt Martin, but Matt Martin works with E equals MC squared. He works with that line of Casey Cizikas and Clutterbucks. That's where his chemistry is. You don't want to pull him from there. So we got another enforcer, Ross Johnston. He doesn't really have, like, perfect chemistry with, like, you know, he doesn't have a line. You put him with Matt Barzal, he's a protection role for Barzal. I really think that's why he is there. Cassian, thank you. Zach Cassian, he's with Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, and you know that he's a protection role for them. Well, that's what Johnston is for Matt Barzal. Really, that's what it is. You know, when you think of Oilers and scoring, you think Cassian and Draisaitl, but you have Cassian up there who's helping with that. That's why I'm thinking Ross Johnston is up there, because Matt Barzal is not going to be touched, because no one's going to dare try with Ross Johnston on his wing. Like, seriously, he's just a protection role, guys, in my opinion. He's a protection role, but he's also trying really hard. He deserves a goal, in my opinion. He deserves a goal because he's working so hard up there. Seriously, I really, really like Ross Johnston up on that line with him, because Matt Barzal is being protected, and I know he's going to do his best up there. What's up on there? What's up? I don't give a Kachuk. I'm sorry, but that hit by Brady Kachuk the other night was pretty stupid. That was bad. That was really bad. Oh yeah, Rip Juice World. He was taken way too early, man. That was sad. Back to hockey, though. But seriously, that's why Ross Johnston's on that line. I think it's a great move by Barry Trotz. I absolutely 100% agree. Good day. I absolutely agree with Trotz's decision to do that. I know a lot of people are like, Trotz, what the hell? I mean, I'm saying he is smart, and I absolutely agree with his decision to put Ross Johnston up there. For me, keep Brassard with Beauvillier. Nelson has kind of been off and on. He played great. He played okay during Vegas. He got a goal, but to me, he played okay. Fourth line's still phenomenal. Still killing it. You know, it's going to be about how things go, and we'll see if we see more Dobson We're going to see if we see more Dobson as of late. I mean, I'm not the biggest Dobson fan. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going absolutely bonkers with Dobson mania, but I'd like to see the kid get another chance up there. I would. Other than that, we can get into the weekly predictions for the Islanders. So we got a game tomorrow at 7 p.m. versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. We have one Thursday versus the Florida Panthers, and then we have one this coming Saturday at home at the Coliseum versus the Buffalo Sabres. So with these games, I'm just looking at the matchups. I say we can go 2 for 3 this week. I say we win versus Tampa, we win versus Florida, and we lose versus Buffalo. I say it's a 2 for 3. I know. So you say win against Tampa, loss against Florida, win against Buffalo. So I'm changing Buffalo and Florida. We have a good track record with Florida. Doesn't mean anything though. Any team can win on any given day. Example, the Montreal Canadiens, not a very set team, but any team can win on any goddamn given day. You can't give them the chance. And if we play like we did versus Dallas, we're going to get demolished. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're going 0-3. That's your prediction. We could definitely go 0-3. And I will have a lot to talk about on this next podcast. I will tell you that. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. But the Islanders need to keep up the pace, especially when we're competing in this division with someone like the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. Like, we need to keep it up. Abso-freaking-lutely. Especially when the Sens beat the Oilers. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Any team can win on any goddamn given day. Just because where they are in the standings doesn't mean shit. You have to be out there more determined than the other team. Because if you're lackluster and give 0.5%, you turn out the Islanders versus the Montreal Canadiens, or you turn out the Islanders versus the Dallas Stars. When you don't give a shit and you give half of your percent, you're going to lose the game. And when you start giving shit too late into the game, you're done. You're done. There's no coming back. There's absolutely not coming back. So, I mean, we've done it, but it's very, very, very lucky, in my opinion. And when you look at the stats and it's lucky, to be honest, the Islanders have been lucky. I'm not even going to lie about it. So, going into it, weekly predictions, that's what I'm going to put it as. 2 out of 3, win against Tampa, win against Florida, loss against Buffalo. Especially since it's a matinee game, a 1 p.m. game. And you know how we love our matinee games. Oh, boy. So, going from that, it's definitely going to be... And then the next week is not going to be no fun song and dance either. The next week's going to be just as horrible. So, it's going to be something. Metro Division is stupid hard. I know, Jordan. I absolutely know. You would love to see my reaction if the Islanders win the Stanley Cup. So would I. So would I. I don't know how I'd react. I don't know if I'd have feeling. Oh my goodness. I have an old Snapple here. I'm going to open it. Oh my god, I can't even open it. I opened it. Did you see the Maple Leafs have interest in Georgiev? It's because they have no goaltending. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I know the Rangers destroyed the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. Oh my god, Vegas, what was going on? 5-0. Vegas just deteriorated tonight versus the New York Rangers. Vegas losing to the Rangers is just crazy. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. If the Vegas outshot the hell out of us. Okay. But that doesn't matter. If the shots don't turn into goals, what is the quality? There is no quality. That means the shots were right into the goaltender. You need to have quality with shots. I don't care how many shots they're taking. They need to be quality. You can have 10 shots in a game and have 5 goals. Quality over quantity. And you know what? I'm going to take a little token from last year of the Islanders versus the Rangers. Third period, Islanders versus Rangers. Rangers were killing us in our zone. Shot. The Islanders gained possession one time. One shot. First shot in the third period, and it was a goal. All it took was one shot. Quality over quantity. If they, the more chances, obviously, the more probability there is a likelihood for a goal to go in. But there's also this, the effect of quality over quantity. No matter how many shots you take, sometimes that goalie is just way too good. Goalie has a good night, you're fucked. That's it. That's the downcast of it. But yeah, in 10 minutes we're gonna have Neil on to talk about a lot of Devils stuff. Who's your pick to win the Jack Adams Award? My pick is Mike Sullivan. Yeah, Sullivan is a big pick for the Jack Adams, and you can see why. I mean, half of his team is hurt, and his Penguins are still trucking. Definitely takes a good coach. It's really between, I feel like this year, Barry Trotz and Sullivan. I wouldn't be mad if it went either way. I think Sullivan deserves it. I think Barry Trotz deserves it. It's gonna turn out, I feel like, who has the better season, but we'll see, because Sullivan is a great candidate. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take anything away from Sullivan. I feel really bad as of late. What about Tippett? Tippett maybe. I feel like the players are more doing their job than Tippett. But hopefully you didn't hear that. I'm gonna say, I don't know. Because Sullivan's keeping his team together when half of them are hurt. I feel like that's pretty damn good. And I agree with you, Michael. Absolutely. There, THER, Jordan. THEIR. Oh. But yeah, as of late, it's been crazy with teams. Teams are, rising. I know the Minnesota Wild as of late have been doing really well. Where's Jen 95 when you need her? But yeah, I know the Minnesota Wild have been waking up as a team. That's what I'm talking about. The beginning of the season puts standards, but it really just depends on the team when they want to wake up and kind of say, hey, we want to start winning. Buffalo just beat the Oilers. Like I said, any team can win on any given day. The Oilers are a Mack truck, but that doesn't mean they're going to win every single game. If they go into games not prepared fully and mentally, they're not going to win every game. It's not possible for the Oilers to win every single game. It's just not. So, and it's the same thing with any team, Buffalo. Let's talk about something here. How about Marchand hurting Makar? I know a lot of Avalanche fans were mad about that. They were like, of course it's Brad Marchand. Marchand's so dirty and things like that. To be honest, I haven't taken a good close look at the footage of when Marchand injured Makar. But I know Makar is out because of Marchand. And I saw Bruins and Avalanche fans fighting each other online. I'm not sure 100% what he did. I'm going to look it up right now because I'm really curious. Marchand, Makar. Kyle Makar leaves game after injury from hard hit from Brett Marchand.
Here we go. Absorbs a hit from Marchand.
It didn't really look like much, but he's hurting. Let me take another look at this. Okay, so to be honest, it didn't look like much. Makar was going into the play. He hit it. He just picked up his head, and Marchand came in, gave him a shoulder into the boards. But Makar looks like he's really hurting from it. Nothing too much. Well, he didn't even fall, and this is Marchand we're talking about. Everyone's like, please be okay. It was a clean hit. It doesn't look like he's gonna be long term. It was just an awkward collision. It doesn't look like he's gonna be gone long term. It's just Avalanche fans are freaking out. Obviously, they don't want Makar to be out. Bailey has a point-blank scoring chance. You shoot the puck, don't pass it. Oh, absolutely. I'm sick of passing on this team. Absolutely sick of it. That's what I'm talking about with quality over quantity. But honestly, sometimes it's just with this team, it needs a more shoot-first mentality and more puck hogs. Absolutely. I think Makar will win the Calder. I think he's a really good candidate for the Calder. But yeah, we need more shooting. I'm sick of this pass first mentality. I'm sick of everyone having an open net and just not going for it. We absolutely, when you see a chance, when your eyes meet net, the Islanders need to shoot, and we just don't have that mentality. I think if we bring in the other offense, like another forward who brings that mentality, it will add to the team. Absolutely, it will. Isn't it quantity over quality? No. You want quality over quantity, because what's quality? A quality shot is a goal. You want goals. Quality over quantity. But obviously, in the math world, you want quantity because that gives more of a probability you'll have quality. If you weren't confused enough, I hope that cleared it up for you. Can't wait till Wallstrom's ready. Yeah, I saw his shoot in Bridgeport. I saw his shootout goal in Bridgeport. You know, he's got quick hands. He just is not ready to be up here. He's just not 100%. Obviously, he's got his 8 out of 9 games on his contract already filled up. So, we won't see Wallstrom. But I do understand what you're saying. Well, apparently they don't take quality shots. No, we don't. We don't take a lot of quality shots, and sometimes it's just damn luck. In hockey, for the Islanders at least, there's a lot of teams who can put a lot of pucks on net, but they're not quality. The problem with the Islanders is that we have no quantity and semi-quality. So we really just want more pucks on net. Absolutely. Just bang those pucks on net. Throw pucks in net, no one will, and one will go in unless the goalie is red hot. Yeah, exactly. Do you like ECHL? No, I haven't watched the ECHL. I really haven't paid attention to it enough to like talk about it with y'all. Yeah, but Islanders schedule this week. I mean, it's doable. It's a doable week. It shouldn't be horrible. Next week is scaring the craps out of me because we versus Nashville, Boston, and then it's Anaheim. But I mean, Anaheim kicked our asses last time, so oh boy, it's gonna be a long time. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna see if we can get Neil on to talk about some Devils hockey. I'm gonna just message him, make sure he's all set and ready. But yeah. Yep, he's ready. So let's get Neil on. We're gonna talk some Devils hockey. Alrighty. Alrighty. Neil, come through. We're getting Neil on here, guys, to talk about Hines, Hall, all that fun stuff. And it's not coming through. Okay, we're gonna try again. La la la, he's not coming through. Damn, I love the comments hockey. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. All right. Come on, Neil. Hey, Jen. He's typing. Hold on. We're trying to figure this out, guys, so we can get Neil on here to talk about the Devils. Here we go. Oh, goodness gracious. It just worked before, and now it's not working. Gotta love it. He's typing. Okay, we're gonna do what works. There's gonna be an echo probably because he was going through phone. Alright, we're gonna do what works. He's gonna go through phone. I'm sorry if there's an echo. Nothing I can help with. But for the meantime, how y'all doing? How's this Sunday night for y'all? Technology is not reliable. Amen. I am on my laptop. Yes, I know. Oh, we got you.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, what's up, Neil?
Hello. How are you?
All right, thanks for joining me on the pod.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on. I've been watching your podcast for a while now, and I really enjoy it.
Alrighty. So you're kind of breaking up sometimes. I just want to make sure you're all good. If you have like headphones or something, maybe you can plug in.
Yeah, like it.
I want to make sure everyone can hear you clearly.
Right. Got you.
That's a mic?
Yeah.
Alrighty. All good?
Okay. Work now?
Yeah, much better.
All right, great.
Okay, so let's talk first. What do you want to talk? I'm guessing we'll talk about Hines, obviously.
Yeah, right.
And talk about Devil season with Hines and what you thought and what you felt about the firing.
I would say it's more of a relief, honestly. I think that this should have been done a lot longer ago. Honestly, I think we should have done about, I would say, 2 seasons ago. I know he made the playoffs 2 years ago. Yeah, he made the playoffs 2 years ago, but the team won in spite of his coaching. I never believed that John Hines was that good of a head coach. I think that he is at best a college coach, and maybe
A college coach. Oh my God.
It drove me nuts with his system. This team did not know how to score. It really drove me up the wall how bad it was. And to me, it just feels like that this was too little too late. This firing should have done sooner, and Shiro and ownership just let it go on for too long.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have no idea what letting it go on too long is when you have 13 years of fucking like Capuano. Okay, so don't tell me about bad coaching for too long.
Right.
No, but I feel you. I know what it's like to have a bad coach, and I know exactly what we bought a freaking billboard. I mean, so when he was finally fired, like, tell me what you felt in that moment.
I didn't feel that great, honestly. It was more of a relief and more than anything else.
Oh, really?
I actually went to the game that he got fired before we played Vegas this past week, and you could just see on the ice, Elaine as our interim head coach, there is a lot more energy going on the ice players. You know, last night we got beat 6-4 by Nashville, and even though we gave up goals and Luke Lemay was not anything spectacular, he's more of a sieve than really anything else at the moment. But you can see we're shooting the puck a lot more, we're taking more chances, we've been scoring a lot more goals, we're showing a lot better consistency than we did with John Hines was here.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, a new coach can definitely add so much to a team. I mean, he's definitely seen that with Barry Trotz, the way he turned his team around in a season.
When I give that Barry Trotz now.
Yeah, like, you're cutting off at the ends of your sentences with your mic, just saying, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And it's sometimes hard to hear you. I'm sorry.
I apologize.
It's not your fault. It's a lovely Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Love Discord.
I gotta do Skype next time.
Yeah, we gotta do Skype.
Yeah.
If you want to switch over really fast.
I guess I could try.
Give me your Skype and we'll do it really fast because I want people to hear you. You have good shit to say.
Right. Sorry, give me a second.
Yep. So we're gonna switch over to Skype because I know there's connection issues right now with Neil. Hopefully you guys understand what he's been saying. Hopefully he's gonna give me a Skype. Love technology, guys, but he had some really great points in there. I am using Discord. We were using Discord. We're going to Skype. That's telling you something when Discord's not being there for you. Alright, we're gonna try both, see if this is a little bit better. Alrighty, we're in. Alrighty. But with the Hines firing, if you want my personal opinion, I think Hines, it really was a necessity for him to get fired. The team was falling apart, and he was just not adding to the equation. So I'm glad that the Devils finally addressed that and helped their team out by firing Hines. Definitely was a necessity. My goodness. Trying to get Neil back here. You know, technical difficulties. Since we're got some time here, did everyone see that freaking Robin Leonard save? Holy shit. That was insane. I was freaking out over that. That was an incredible save by Robin Leonard. People need to give that more clap. Absolutely. Yo, that Robin Leonard. Please tell me people have seen that Robin Leonard save. Legit, like he just twisted around, caught it in his glove, and just did like a 360 spin. Absolutely freaking incredible. Stop doubting Robin Leonard because he is the man. He is the man. You can't doubt my Robin Leonard. Absolutely not. Y'all know this. It was an amazing save. Thank you. It was dope. And when I got tagged, I mean, like, I was at work, but I saw someone tag me in something Robin Leonard, so of course I'm gonna watch it. And I was like, yo! And I was like freaking out at work. I was like, oh my god, Robin! I heard he won tonight. Like, nothing makes me happier than to see Robin Leonard doing well. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Okay. I think that's my Skype. Yeah. All right. We're going to get Neil added here. We're just switching Skypes. La la la. But yeah. Y'all need to respect Robin Leonard more. I know he's been getting so much hate because of his shootouts. They won in a shootout tonight, right, though? The Blackhawks won in a shootout, if I recall correctly, right? Y'all can tell me. It's a weird I'm a Pens fan and my favorite player isn't Crosby, Malkin, Murray, Letang, or Gensel. No. You're allowed to like whoever you want on your team. It doesn't have to be one of like the known names. No, Arizona won. Oh, really? Poopy. Blackhawks. I thought they won in a shootout. It was shootout, but the Coyotes won. Shit. And, you know people are going to give shit to Leonard. You hate... Just don't. When you have that type of goalie who really kept you in that game, like, just don't. Ugh. Crawford was in net, though. For the shootout? Against New Jersey, they won. Okay. I know they won against New Jersey. I know some of my friends went to the Rock. I had work that night, so I was so pissed about that. Okay. Alrighty. Good. I'm trying to get Neil back. This is fun. Sorry, guys. Here, I'll try to add him. Okay, I found him. See if I can get him on here. Don't you love Skype? Oh, good. Alrighty. Come on, you. This is fun. Love technology. This is not going the way I want. Alrighty. Technology at its finest. Amen. Oh, because we did Discord and it worked. But the quality was shitty. Oh, there we go. We got it.
There we go.
Thank goodness.
Jesus.
All right, we got it. We fixed it.
All right, good.
Okay, and I can hear you.
Yeah, good.
Okay, good. All right.
Good.
Let's continue. So,
Right.
we were talking about shitty coaching. I called him the Heinz bottle of ketchup.
That's a good one. I haven't
him,
heard that one from any Devils fans. That's a good one.
Yeah, I called him the ketchup bottle because he's Heinz.
Well, we called him the egghead. That's what a lot of us called him.
I mean, that's what I call Barry Trotz too.
Yeah, I mean, I think John Hines.
But we don't call him the egghead. We call him the Eggman. Because he's a man, damn it. No. All right, so let's go on from. So we were just talking some Hines being fired and your initial reaction. You said it was relief, obviously, for your team.
Yeah.
So let's talk about new coach coming in and fixing this team up.
Yeah, no, Elaine Nasruddin, he was the assistant head coach to Hines. Hines brought him in, and now he's the interim head coach.
Yep.
Basically, Ray Shero, our GM, straight up said in a press conference right before the game that he just wasn't happy with the way the team was playing around Hines.
Oh, really?
No, and he looked like he basically, they gave up on him. And you look at that loss that we had to Buffalo on Monday, which resulted in
brutal.
Yeah, that was probably the most deflating loss I've seen in quite some time. And by all rights, I don't blame Shero for feeling this way. And what was great is that not only was he calling out the coach, he was calling out the players. He was saying nobody's really playing well. Not even, Taylor Hall. He has only 5-6 goals so far this year.
Well, he has no one to support him either.
No, I mean, he hasn't played on the same line at all this season. He got dropped to the third line going into the game against Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying, though. He has no chemistry with anyone.
You're talking about a guy that you're trying to hope that maybe we can bring back and sign him to a long-term deal, and you put his ass on the third line. That, to me, honestly, is sheer incompetence by John Hines. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of other Devils fans and maybe other hockey people want to come at me and say, you clearly don't know hockey. But I'm telling you right now that John Hines was an incompetent head coach. He should have been blamed for a lot of the miscues last year, even though we had a bunch of injuries. They nearly missed the playoffs because of him 2 years ago. And this year just took the cake. We couldn't even wait till December to start falling off the table. No, we got to do it the first game of the season when you're up 4-0 against Winnipeg in the second period, and then it all just falls out. I was at opening night. The place was like a playoff game. Now you go there, and it's half empty. And I'm sorry. That to me is just all because of Hines. Yes, I understand that the players got to go out there and perform, but there are guys that were being prevented from actually playing hockey. We brought in Nikita Gusev, who was the KHL MVP. This dude is a stud, and he's on a 7-game point streak, and most of it is because he ignores what John Hines was saying. And now he's kicking butt on the second line with Blake Coleman and Travis Zajac, the only line that has stayed consistent the entire season. And then you have guys like Wayne, like Kevin Rooney, who bring nothing to the table. John Hayden, nothing to the table. And you have a guy like Ty Smith, a stud who's playing in juniors, that is still playing in juniors. Yet we still have a guy like Mirko Mueller, Matt Tennyson, and other guys like that playing night in and night out and getting their butts torched. And last but not least, we brought in PK Subban, which at first you'd say, wow, what a great pickup. I can see why now Nashville was okay with getting rid of him.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, he's gone 16 or 17 straight games now without a point.
Yeah.
So, is he that good? He's lost the step. It's clearly obvious. And everything that could go wrong this season has gone wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give Elaine Nasruddin all my patience because he's an interim head coach. He's in a very bad situation.
Yeah.
And try to make the best of it. And maybe, just maybe, we can pull a St. Louis Blues out of our ass and try to find a song that we can resonate with. Right now, the song that I'm resonating with is Crawling in My Skin. That's about the closest that I'm getting. And we play the song Glory Days after every win. Well, after every loss, we always talk about the glory days when we had the Ken Danicos, the Scott Stevens, the Martin Brodeurs, and now we have subpar defense and really bad goaltending. I mean, probably one of the worst in the league behind Detroit. And that's saying a lot.
Even Toronto sometimes.
Well, that's why Toronto wants to get Alexander Georgiev, which I think they should absolutely do, by the way.
I hope they don't. I mean, you know why.
I have Devils fans are like, let's trade for Georgiev. For what?
Yeah.
What are we going to get the Rangers for Georgiev? And why are the Rangers wanting to get rid of him in the first place is also beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, Georgiev is like he's been under the wing of Henry Lundqvist. I mean, like that's a great teacher to start out with, man.
I know, and but Lundqvist is only going to be around for another year or two?
Yeah, I know. I don't see, it's going to be crazy. But I know you guys definitely need goaltending. And because I'm going to get into this. And by the way, I loved your rant because it reminds me of when the Islanders were shit and I was absolutely going nuts. But
so let me ask you this, Kim. Let me ask you this because, Lou Lamoriello is to me a godsend from heaven for myself as a Devils fan. Do you like him yet? Yes or no?
Oh, yes.
You are getting a taste. Well, you're going to get more than a taste down the future, but you're getting a taste of just how good Lou Lamoriello really is.
No, I feel that.
He got Barry Trotz, and you know what? I don't think the Islanders really needed John Tavares. I think that they're a much better team without him.
That's a whole different conversation because John Tavares created a mentality on the team that it was him only and that we only needed him. And it was when you said Islanders, you thought John Tavares because he was the only one who did anything. As soon as he leaves, this team comes together. They realize they can work together as a team, as a whole. And when you have a whole team effort versus one guy, a whole new experience.
Yeah, and look, you realize it because now you have Matt Barzal, who, as a Devils fan, we took Pavel Zacha over Matt Barzal, so I'm just jumped over the moon for that. But
Thank you, Oilers. Thank
you. Here's the thing: Barzal probably would only have 10 goals in his career if he was on this team.
But
honestly.
we love Lou. We love Lou.
But you got Beauvillier. You have Anders Lee, the captain. Just kicking butt. And let me just congratulate you on how awesome your goaltending has been. Varlamov has done well since he came here.
Well, he brought Greco and he brought Mitch Korn. This guy got his. He knew what he wanted. He got his boys, and he's been signing great contracts, like the Everly contract. Everly took a pay cut. He took a goddamn pay cut.
And this team honestly should have gone to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. I was fully behind them after they kicked the crap out of Pittsburgh. I said they're not going to lose to Carolina, and they're like. Lost to Carolina. What is going on here?
Carolina's been strong, though. You can't even take anything away from Carolina. They're strong.
Yeah, you can't deny the surge.
The Metro is freaking insane.
Well, I think somebody on there said that the Metro is very, very hard, and I agree. It's a hard division to play in.
Look at the Central and look at the Pacific, and then look at the Metro. The Metro and Atlantic are the two worst divisions.
Yeah. But, I was so impressed with the Islanders' winning streak, just the point streak in general. I actually thought they were going to lose the streak against the Sharks, but they ended up going and losing in overtime. But when they lost to the Ducks, I was like, well, this usually is what happens. They lose to a team that you wouldn't expect.
And that's how then we win against a team where it's like, what?
Right. We should kick at Anaheim's butt, and it's like, oh no, we didn't even score. Let's go.
It's called playing down to your teams.
Right.
And the Islanders have a bad habit of doing that.
But yeah, all in all, I would say I have a strong belief that the Islanders are going to be in the discussion for the Eastern Conference. I think the only big team that you probably have to worry about is probably Boston, because they are just
absolutely.
And maybe even the Caps to a lesser extent, but it depends.
Definitely Caps. It depends versus the Caps. It really could go back and forth. Like, if I feel like if we were to play the Caps in the East, like, it could go to a Game 7, absolutely.
Yeah, so, but I give you guys a lot of credit. I personally don't hate anything about the Islanders. My brother hates the color scheme for whatever reason.
I have nothing against the Devils, man. Like, if anything, if there's a team like really like in the Metro, it's definitely the Devils. Yeah, well,
we're a diehard, passionate fan base that plays in Newark.
I know, and we both like, if you go into Newark and you go to the Prudential Center and you start a Rangers suck chant, you will join us, and I love it. And I love it.
I went to a Rangers Devil. I went to an Islanders Devils games like 2 or 3, like a couple years ago when they were still playing, full time at the barn. And they started doing that. If you know the Rangers suck, clap your hands.
And everyone was joining together, and it's the best thing in the world.
I'm wearing a Devils jersey. I'm like, this is great. And I love the bar. I don't know why more people don't love it. I think it's one of the best places to play hockey.
Thank you. And you know what? It's funny because I met you when we were complaining about both of our teams to each other.
We're complaining about your team's power play sucks.
And and we were like, no, mine's worse. No, mine's worse.
Right. Well, then you saw our team and you were like, yeah, you guys are worse. That sucks.
I was like, you win. Oh, yeah, like I feel like the Devils and Islanders fans definitely have a good friendship. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because we all hate the Rangers. That's how we got to do it.
Even Washington does too.
Everybody hates the Rangers. I mean, I like the players on the team. It's just the fans that I can't stand.
But yeah, Mini Clutterbuck on here says Islanders and Devils fans are best friends, and I agree.
Yeah, we are.
But let's go into this a little bit because obviously, we're talking about we were talking about Taylor Hall before.
I knew this was coming.
Shiro said he was opened up to talking about possible trades.
Yeah, and this was announced just before puck drop when we got our asses kicked by the Rangers at home. Mm-hmm. So that was a good start to what was going to be a really crappy day, Thank goodness I had family over and I didn't watch most of the game. Otherwise, I would have been kicking and screaming like a 5-year-old.
But yeah, they're saying for Taylor Hall, a good chip piece would be like a goaltender.
That is not going to happen. Here's the thing. Everybody's been talking about Taylor Hall's going to get traded. Taylor Hall's going to get traded. He's going to go to Colorado. I mean, you're hearing from...
I was going to ask you about Colorado because I heard Colorado's a big name in the trade for Taylor Hall.
I don't like the offers that Colorado reportedly has given.
One was Makar.
Shoot, man, if we get Makar, that's awesome.
I was about to say, but Avalanche fans are like, no!
You have half of the Avalanche fans who are like, I don't want Taylor Hall. And I'm like, so you don't want a guy that could possibly help you have scoring depth?
I mean, just the problem with getting Taylor Hall is also getting his new contract deal in. You have to be able to afford him, or else he's just a rental.
That's a reason why his trade value and his market is not very big. The only two teams you're hearing at this point are Arizona and Colorado.
Yeah.
Arizona would have to convince Hall, in a year or two, we're going to be Stanley Cup contenders. We're talking about hockey in the desert, people. A team who has not even made the playoffs since they went to the conference finals against the Kings.
They got Phil Kessel.
Cool, man. They got Phil the Thrill. That'll put a few more asses in the seats. But other than that, it's really, they have Clayton Keller.
They're going to make the playoffs this year. I'm not even going to lie to you.
And they have one of the most underrated goaltenders, by the way, in Darcy Kemper. I just want to say that. I am a huge fan of Darcy, and I love him. And I wish to God the Devils, if they wanted to trade Hall to the Coyotes, I would make sure that Kemper is, on that deal. No questions asked. But that's not going to happen. But I'm sit here and tell you that Taylor Hall will not be traded, not today, not tomorrow, not by Christmas time, and not the trade deadline.
No, I agree.
It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I'll tell you, there's several reasons. One,
not even trade deadline. Not even trade deadline.
Not even trade deadline.
I think before the trade deadline. I don't think it's going to be during the freeze, but I think it's going to be before the deadline.
Yeah, well, the thing is, first of all, right now, nobody's offering anything to Ray Shero. Ray Shero said, come to us, give us your best offers.
Yeah.
And teams are like, we'll think about it. Nobody's banging on the table like, I want Taylor Hall, I want Taylor Hall.
Well, because it's a hard decision. It's not like, oh, well, I have an idea and this is like, we can have Taylor Hall for this long and think about it later. Like you have a lot to consider because this is going to be a monumental trade. I feel like if you're going to give up Hall.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that any team is going to think about is that can we convince Hall to stay? Because we can't give up this much. Have Hall here for 4 or 5 months and then he leaves. Yeah. Because then we lose out.
To be honest, I don't think Taylor Hall is worth being a rental.
He's not worth being around. This is why his GM his agent is saying, wait, we're going to wait till the off season before we do anything. I think that's the smart decision because then he has as much leverage as possible. I think Ray Shero wanted to try to get a deal done with him prior to the season, and it just wasn't going to happen. Regardless of whether they were at the bottom where we are right now or if we were number 1 in the NHL. Wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, because I know the Islanders would love to have Taylor Hall, but here's the thing: we gotta pay Barzal, we gotta pay Kulak, we gotta pay Taves, we got so many people to pay at the end of the season. We don't have the cap for him, and to be honest, to me, he's not worth the rental.
I mean, here's the thing: if he was more of a rental piece, I wouldn't mind trading him to the Islanders.
No, if he was a rental piece, I would absolutely agree with you there, but he's not.
Right, because what he would do, he wouldn't. I don't know if you would put him on the first line necessarily, maybe put him on the second line, but it's like, where does he fit when you look at the teams that he's, is he going to be on a line with Gabriel Landeskog and, Nathan McKinnon on the left side? Are you going to put him on the second line to make it more balanced? It's like, how does it fit? And then if you're Joe Sakic, you wonder to yourself, you have $6 million of cap right now to fill for him this year. And then what are you going to do with guys like Cale Marker? What are you going to do? Because Gabriel Landeskog is coming up pretty soon, I believe, on his contract. Marker, yeah, I said Maker. Wow, I'm
called him Marker. I was like,
I was watching Baker Mayfield today, so I'm thinking Baker, Maker, whatever the heck.
Makar?
Yeah, Makar, Cale Makar, and
Marker.
I said Marker. I'm gonna get roasted by your fans.
I'm roasting you.
It's gonna get bad on you. I have people that I know that are watching this, so they're gonna get me later. But I don't think Ray Shero's gonna get the deal that he wants.
No,
I don't see it happening. I don't think he's going to let Taylor Hall go for pennies on the dollar.
Oh no.
And I think the Devils are going to aggressively try to get him on a long-term deal after the season, regardless of where the season goes. Because again, remember, we're early December, and the team has shown a lot more energy and life over the last 3 games when the interim coach than John Heights did in the last 365 days as the head coach of this team. Wow. So maybe, just maybe, by the grace of the hockey gods, because they have relatively been good to me over the last couple of years,
I wish I could say
maybe we'll have a chance to re-sign. I am actually of the mind that he will re-sign with the Devils. I think he enjoys playing for the Devils. I think he enjoys playing in New Jersey. I think that he was pissed off at the fans for that one time that they booed him. But other than that, we really love Taylor Hall. He's the franchise player. And if Ray Shero trades him, was all of everything we've done the last several years for nothing? Was the trade for Adam Larson nothing?
Oh, we felt that with Tavares. But the reason the Islanders were like a big thing about looking at Hall, because him and Ebbs are really good friends.
Oh, they're basically best friends. They went to, I think Hall was he was Everly's best man at his wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why, we were, so into looking into Hall is because we put him and Everly together. That could be killer.
And Everly was pissed off when Edmonton traded away Taylor Hall. They were like, why do we have to break this up?
He was like, what are you doing? He was like, I remember that, and then we got Everly over here,
Peter,
and they're nice and close. And I know basically with this big thing going on, I know Everly would kill to have him on the team with us. It's just really the problem with Cap. I feel like if he wasn't a Cap situation right now of a rental, we would be jumping on Hall.
I think more teams would be jumping on Hall at this moment, and I think even a deal might have been done by now if his contract wasn't $6 million plus at the moment. I think that Taylor
about
Hall
to finish.
Yeah, and then you're hearing reports from within the league that a lot of people don't see Taylor Hall as a superstar, as more of just an offensive piece. And I think for a lot of teams, he is that just another piece to a puzzle.
Even us, he would be a piece.
He would just be a nice addition to your team. For the Devils, he is our superstar. He is our franchise player. We need to have that because if we let him go, then we're relying on Nico Hischier, who, thank God, he signed a long-term deal. I was so worried we were going to re-sign his ass.
Yeah, but you know what? We had the same freaking idea about John Tavares, and look how good we've done.
Right. Well, that's the alternative for me.
Yeah.
But I'm of the mind to say I think that Taylor Hall, by this time next year, will be on the Devils with a long-term contract. I think that he will understand that you can't fault Ray Shero. You can't fault the players on the team. You have to understand that this team went as far as it could with John Hines. And everybody's been asking me, well, who do you want now as the next Devils head coach? First of all, I don't want Babcock. I don't want any of those guys.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God. He's never gonna coach in the NHL again. Hell no.
I don't, my fantasy, like my perfect head coach would be John Tortorella. That's just who I think. Because
no,
I fell in love with this man. Here's the thing: I fell in love with this man when in the first intermission of the first game against Tampa in the playoffs last year, he ripped the entire team. You're down 3-0 to start the game, and you're showing no fight.
Yeah,
he rips
that's
the
thing
team.
About Torts. He's an asshole, but he's a smart asshole.
Right. Right. It's like he's an asshole because he knows that that's what the players need. They need him to be an asshole, and they'll go out and play better. That's what it was all about.
He's a smart asshole.
With Mike Babcock, he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole.
Yeah, no, but Torts, he's smart, and he gets things done. And I can see where you're coming from with Torts, and that's why he's still a coach and why he's still, in this league. He just sometimes gets a little out of control, but I understand what you're saying.
I love his post-game interviews.
So did Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, but do I think that's going to happen? I don't know what his contract situation is in Columbus. I don't know if they want to keep him long-term, considering, you lose Bobrovsky, you lose Panarin, and now, you're...
Yeah, he's in a bad situation, too.
Mediocre with Columbus. I mean, they're kind of in the middle of everything.
Yeah, they're kind of just, not horrible, but not... But
so I just don't see, the bottom line to answer the Taylor Hall rumors. I don't believe anything until it is official. For me, the guy that I would probably believe is Elliot Friedman, probably, or McKenzie, or Bob McKenzie would have to say it. But all I'm hearing, everybody's saying, "Oh, the deal's done. It's already happened." Taylor Hall's going to be traded before the game against Nashville. Well, he did play last night.
Mm-hmm.
He's traveling with the team. He'll probably play against Dallas. Basically, Ray Shero is saying, we really want to get a deal done now. And if no team is going to give him what he wants, Ray Shero is a smart enough hockey man, because he's proved it to me numerous times. He's not going to just accept the deal just to accept the deal.
Yeah.
He's not going to give Taylor Hall away. If we end up giving
up Taylor... That's a Lou Lamoriello trade, and everyone was pissed at him because he didn't do anything at deadline. But if it's not cool with Lou Lamoriello, he's not going to do it.
No, and this is why Lou Lamoriello wanted Ray Shero to be the next guy to take over.
Yeah.
Because he thinks the same way.
Exactly.
So when I look at Taylor Hall, I look at a guy that he does want to win. He's 28, 29 years old at this point. This man only has maybe 5 or 6 years left of him playing at a high level. He needs to go to a place, whether it is staying in New Jersey or it's going somewhere else, where he knows that the team is going to compete. This Devils team is talented enough to be in the playoffs. I believe that 100%. Does the goaltending need to shape up? Yes. Does the defense need to get a little bit younger? Yes, but you have Ty Smith and juniors. You can bring his ass up, and you can let him play the rest of the season. You have Connor Carrick coming back, who was a nice addition to the team last year when you trade him to trade away Ben Lovejoy, who's one of my all-time favorite people, and get, a second-round pick and Connor Carrick. But this team has enough offensive firepower to beat teams. They could have beaten Nashville last night. If Mackenzie Blackwood was playing, he might have only given up 3 goals, and maybe we win 4-3. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're playing Dallas on Tuesday, and Dallas has 3 great players in Jamie Benn,
and
Tyler
their
Smith,
goaltender really just is like fire. Ben Bishop is fire.
Doesn't that make Tampa look bad? I think it does. I think it makes Tampa. Can you imagine if they had both of those guys right now? Just both of them? Be unfair.
Vasilevsky and Ben Bishop would be such a pair.
Right, but the bottom line for me is that I don't see Taylor Hall getting traded. I am not going to believe it till I see it.
Alrighty.
And if it happens, if it
happens, you're coming back on.
Yeah, right, exactly. But if it happens, it happens. And all I can say is that I appreciate what Taylor Hall brought to this team for almost 4 full seasons.
At least you get to trade for him, like unlike some people.
Yeah, well, The other thing is that everybody said, I've asked this question. Has anybody asked Taylor Hall if he wants to be traded? Has anybody asked this man a question about this?
I feel like that's just like the bomb. I don't think he would answer until it came to be.
Well, they've asked him. They said, "Would you return to Edmonton?" And he goes, "I'm not going to think about that. I haven't even thought about it." And I'm sitting here and I'm like,
he's gonna sit there and just think of his season right now. He's not gonna think of anything outside of hockey and what he has to do right now because he has to focus on his team. All right, Neil, we've hit our hour. Thank you so much for joining me. Seriously though, you're awesome to talk to, and you have your show, right? The MVP show.
Yes, I have the MVP show, and also I now work for ESPN 610 in Philadelphia.
Awesome!
So
Let's go.
I have to deal with Flyers fans, so that's fun.
But yeah, give out your ats so people can follow you.
Yeah, so follow me on Twitter at the MVP Show. That's THENVPSHOW. Check out the MVP Show every Friday morning from 9 to 9:30 a.m. on rvntv.tv. Follow my YouTube page at the MVP Show. I've done a lot of different segments there. And also check out ESPN Radio 610 in Philadelphia every now and then. I might be talking about football, baseball. I'm definitely going to be talking about hockey. I have a bone to pick with Gritty recently, so I have to go off that, which is always fun. I don't like that guy, but it's he and I have a little bit of a problem, so we'll figure it out maybe in the in that room that they have.
Listen for that. That's interesting.
But yeah, those are my things. And also, I just wanted to quickly shout out to say my first ever written book will be on Amazon within the next 2 weeks, both on Amazon and it'll be sold at Barnes & Noble. It's called JETS, Pain, 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 the pain and misery of being a Jets fan. So if you're a Jets fan or if you know somebody that's a Jets fan and has suffered, granted they won today, so good job by them. But if you are a fan of the Jets and you know the pain, in a couple weeks, I'll post it on all my social media. It'll be on Amazon. It'll be in Barnes & Noble. It'll be for the nice price of $19.68, which was the only year they won the Super Bowl. And as nice holiday presents for all of your Jets and football fans.
That is awesome, Neil. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you guys so much for coming on to the Kim and the Crease podcast number 20. I'll be on next Sunday at 10 p.m. to talk to you guys. Again, thank you so much, Neil, and thank you guys so much. So, do you know how I end these podcasts?
Not the top of my head.
It's
no,
fine.
unfortunately.
That's absolutely fine. So I end these. I ask everyone in the comments to shout out "Let's Go" their favorite team. So obviously you got to do it for your team.
All right, cool. So let's go Devils and let's go Taylor Hall.
All right, and then obviously guys in the chat, put "Let's Go" your favorite teams. Doesn't matter what it is. And I end the episode with "Let's go Islanders, baby." Have a great night, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Neil, and have a great night, you guys.
Have a good night, guys.